Good morning, all. Just taking you on a walking tour of my garden. This is what we call our rain garden, an area that used to flood all the time. So we went in, Norm did most of the work in digging a trench, filling it with gravel so this area would drain well. Before, it looked like a swamp, but now it's in good shape. Here's more of the garden. The dahlia that I grew from a tuber this winter and planted outside. A couple of roses. This is our path. The hostas are beautiful this year. We're trying to get more of a variety of hostas, so we are on the lookout for new hostas to include in our garden. All of the caladiums that are in our garden were from bulbs that I saved from last year. I dig them up in the fall after the flowers start fading and save them until next year. I love saving money. This little hydrangea over here is doing well. This is the first year it has produced this much. It's about 3 years old, but it is doing great. The fig tree is wonderful. I limbed it up because I didn't want a big bush. I wanted it in tree form. And it is loaded with figs. The chase tree that I grew from a cutting off my mom's plant maybe about 4 or 5 years ago is amazing. Pardon the traffic noise, the garbage man's here. More hostas. These are getting a little more sun than I would like, but it's morning sun, so they should be fine. If they look this good in the 90-something degree weather we're getting now, I think they will survive. Look at that big elephant here. Oh my. And this hardy hibiscus that I planted last year is doing great. I even propagated a small one by just sticking a broken branch from it into some water. I didn't know it would propagate that easily. Now the baby is blooming. Get a load of the color of this hydrangea. I've never had one purple like that, but I like it. Lots of color. The gardenia up in the corner there was, I got from a neighbor who had dug it up and was about to get rid of it. She didn't like it in the spot it was in, so I begged her to let me have it. Well, I didn't have to beg her. She willingly let me have it. And I love it. It bloomed a lot. The blooms are fading now, but it was full of blooms a few weeks ago. The clematis over there was full of large white blooms. It's a Nellie Moser clematis, I believe, and it was stunning this spring. And here's a view of more of the property. We have a huge woodland garden too, but I'm not going to show you that today. This video would probably be too long. Okay, I'm going to walk towards the vegetable garden. I have cucumbers that are about to produce, lots of tomatoes, some beans. The tomato bushes plants are full of tomatoes, loaded down. I hope I can get some before the squirrels and rabbits or whatever has been menacing me get them. I love this area. It's shadier than I thought in the past, so I've started putting some shade lovers under this big arborvitae bush. And I have the sunny plants that like sun along the edges. Here's my little homemade water feature that I made. I found an old pump for sale when I was traveling on the side of the roads at a little stand and bought it and made a little water feature with it. More views. I love that Sedona clay coleus. I'm trying to grow a few more. They're easily propagated from a larger plant just by breaking off pieces of coleus, sticking them in water, and they grow really fast. They root really fast and grow fast. More hostas. I just made this little hosta bed last week. Norm dug up lots of mundo grass that was under this arborvitae, and so I put some hostas and put some annuals there, just to have something growing until the hostas take off and grow. Now this is one of my favorite annuals, Diamond Frost Euphorbia. It grows so well anywhere I put it. I can stick it in clay and it'll produce beautiful flowers and will bloom all summer. I love this circle. It's full of plants. We have sedum, roses, zinnias that I grew from seed. Just a variety of plants. We have a banana tree coming back from last year. Hopefully before too long it'll be a lot larger. This is the entrance to our woodland garden. I won't take you down there today, maybe another video. But in front of this fence, last year we created a succulent garden, and it is doing well. All of these succulents are hardy. I even included a little barberry that I grew from another barberry, and I have my little hardy hibiscus that I grew from a little cutting last year there as well. All kinds of sedums, prickly pear, just a variety of succulents. And this is the front side yard, one of the yards on the side. This hydrangea is doing wonderful. I love the big pink blooms. Black-eyed Susans are lush. They should be blooming any time now. I'll walk through the front. Pardon the mess. I've been digging earlier. Got to clean up my mess. This little Japanese maple is old. It looks like a bonsai. It's really tiny, but it's very wide. More of the front of the property. We're growing grasses under this huge tree where grass wouldn't grow. Daisies are blooming. Elephant ears coming up. The soil in this area is really bad. It's a common area between me and my neighbors, so I haven't really paid that much attention to it. But the plants that are growing here will grow in just about any kind of soil, so I want something low maintenance here, and I think I found the right plants. Well, that's it for today. Everything is growing well. It's not at its prime yet. When the black-eyed Susans and some of the other perennials start coming into play, and some of the annuals that I grew from seed get larger, it's gonna really be a show out here, I think. And one more thing, my magnolia tree is blooming up a storm this year. I don't know if you can see the big blossoms that are in it, but everything looks great with that. But see you later. That's it for today.